If you are past 60 and there is a soft, stubborn weight sitting right around your middle that simply will not go, no matter what you do, I want you to hear me because the first thing I have to tell you is that it is not your fault. You have been told it is just your age and your slowing body, and that you ought to eat less and want less and make your peace with it. That is not the truth. For most women our age, that heaviness in the middle is not really about how much you eat at all. It is about a stomach that is bloated and burdened and never given a moment's rest. And there is a plain thing that costs about $1 and is very likely on your shelf this minute that the old women in my community have leaned on for generations to settle all of that. Folks online have taken to calling it the Amish Ozempic, and I will let them call it what they like, but I am going to give you the honest truth of it and exactly how to take it before we are through. So go ahead and subscribe so this does not get lost on you, and tell me down in the comments where you are watching from tonight. I always love to see. My name is Margaret, and I keep a home on a dairy farm out in the hills of Holmes County, Ohio. Everything I am about to tell you, I learned the plain way, at my grandmother's elbow, and my mother's after her. I am 52 years old, and I keep up with a garden and a kitchen and a house full from before the sun is up, and folks are kind enough to say they would not have guessed my age by how I carry myself. I never paid a cent for that either. It came out of my grandmother's kitchen. So stay with me to the end, because after I give you how to take this, I am going to tell you the 2 other plain habits that go with it, the ones that make it truly work. Now let me tell you what I want you to unlearn, because it has been sold to women your whole life. You have been taught that a thicker middle is just arithmetic, that you are simply eating too much, and that if you would only starve yourself a little smaller, the trouble would go. I have watched that fail woman after woman, and I will tell you why. It is not mainly the amount. It is that the modern way of eating never lets the stomach rest. A little something all day long, a bite here, a sweet there, coffee and a nibble. So the belly is always working, always bloated, never empty, never at peace. The old foods were plain and few, eaten at set times, and in between the body was left alone to finish its work. That is the difference. And a spoon of good apple cider vinegar, taken in a little warm water before you eat, helps the stomach do that work. It wakes up the digestion. It takes the edge off that constant gnawing hunger that has you reaching for something every hour, and it eases the bloat that so much of that heaviness truly is. It is not a miracle shot, it never was. It is just an old, plain help that works with your body instead of against it. My grandmother, we called her Mammy Mattie, kept a jug of apple cider vinegar on the shelf the way other people keep medicine, because to her it was medicine. She took a spoon of it in warm water every morning of her life, and she had every one of us do the same before a heavy dinner. I can see her yet, standing at the dry sink, stirring a bit of honey into the cup to cut the sharpness, telling us it would settle us, and it did. My mother did the same, and I have done it my whole life, and my married daughters keep the jug on their own shelves now. 4 generations of plain women with easy stomachs and steady middles, and not a diet among us. That is how I know it, not from a bottle with a promise on the label, but from watching the women in my own kitchen. So here is exactly how to take it, and please listen close, because there is a right way and a wrong way. You need raw apple cider vinegar, the cloudy kind, with what they call the mother still in it, that little cobweb settled at the bottom of the jug. The clear, filtered kind will not do you the same good. A bottle costs $1 or $2 and will last you months, so this is truly pennies a day. Take 1 tablespoon of the vinegar and stir it into a full cup of warm water. If the sharpness is too much at first, stir in a teaspoon of honey, the way my grandmother did. Drink it down slow, about 15 or 20 minutes before your 2 biggest meals of the day. For most of us, that is dinner and supper. That is the whole of it. A spoon, a cup of warm water, twice a day before you eat. Now here is the part most people get wrong, and it matters. Never, ever take the vinegar straight from the spoon. It is far too strong that way, and it can trouble your throat and your stomach and be hard on the enamel of your teeth. Always in a full cup of water, always. And it is kind to your teeth to rinse your mouth with plain water afterward. Start with just the once a day of a morning for the first week, and let your stomach grow used to it before you go to twice. And let me give you the changes because bodies differ. If your stomach is tender or you are troubled with heartburn, use only a teaspoon in a large cup of water and take it with a little food rather than on an empty stomach. And I will say this plainly, the way I would to my own daughter. This is an old tradition and a good, plain help. It is not a substitute for your doctor. If you are on medicine or your blood sugar is a worry, speak with your doctor before you begin, for vinegar can be strong medicine in its own quiet way. Now, I promised you the 2 habits that go with it, and here they are, plain and free. The first I have already told you. Eat your plain meals at set times, and in between let your stomach rest. No grazing, no little somethings all day. Let it empty and be at peace. And the second, take a slow walk after your supper, even just to the end of the road and back. The old women worked their bodies all the day long. You and I have to give ours the movement on purpose now. The vinegar, the set meals, and the evening walk. That is the whole of the Amish Ozempic, and there is not a needle nor a dollar of profit in any of it. And hear me now, because I mean this for you. I am not selling you a miracle, and I never will. This will not change you overnight. But if you are faithful with it, week after week, you will feel the bloat ease and the heaviness lift, and your clothes sit easier, and your energy come back to you. Not because you punished yourself thinner, but because you finally let your body be well. And you are not too old for that. It does not matter if you are 60 or 80, your body will answer to a little plain care, the same as mine does. You have spent your whole life feeding everyone else. It is not selfish to feed yourself well now. It is the care you have always deserved. So try it. Subscribe so the next plain remedy finds you, and save this video so you have the measures when you are standing at your kitchen tonight. And tell me down in the comments, how old are you and will you give it a try? I read every one, and it would do my heart good to know I sent you off with something true. Take care of yourself. You are worth it.